10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. This is episode number 129. We took a week off because I had some real life stuff going on. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I just went to a baby shower. I ate food. I had a little bit of drinks, and that was about it. But I did miss you guys a lot. I will say having no podcast every Sunday is definitely affecting me because I love you all so much, and I love everybody on the panel here. And as you can see, we had to reconstruct some of the setup here because we got a couple of extra people with us today, because I really want to know what's going on through the last 2 weeks, because there's so much stuff that's come a lot that's came through. So that said, we've got to talk about a couple of things today. I want to find out, do we still have the Edward Kenway guaranteed coming? Is Plarium not going to give us this guy? I want to talk about the conversion rate for the shop for the souls. Is it time that maybe Plarium looks at it and gives us a little bit of a change? Then I also want to review the kit for Storm Herald Hakatun, because it looks really strong. But is it just because we're thinking that it's too strong because he's bringing in a couple of new buffs? And then we definitely have to talk about hard mode faction wars. Is it time for them to nerf it and maybe buff Teleria to make people actually want to go for this? So before we get into all that, let me introduce my co-host for today's podcast, starting up with the gentleman that has been lurking in our chat forever, but has not been on for a while. Welcome back, Mr. Iron Roadblock. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me back. Hello, everybody.
Awesome. Glad to have you along. Let's move to the guy right above me, our five-headed strategist, Mr. JR Star 3J. What's going on, bro? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. Just finished the fusion. Just been grinding and helping people.
Okay. Right above him in the green little box, we got my next door neighbor, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing good. Missed you guys last week. I know IRL stuff, it happens, but happy to be back. We have a lot to talk about. It should be a good podcast.
Awesome. Next up, right above you, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. G Mills, aka Gestel Gaming. Gestel, what's going on, brother?
Well, the mustache is still not really coming in, guys. I don't know. I guess it's not gonna happen.
Keep
I
trying.
don't really got the. I gotta keep trying.
Next time.
Yeah. Doing great, man. Missed you guys last week. Ready to roll. Let's do it.
I mean, what I can do is I can grow my beard out a little bit more. I can, trim it and then just send it to you, and you can maybe just like
get some
hot
glue
it on or something.
I just shaved. You should have let me know, dude. I could have sent it to you. I got you.
Next up, all the way from Texas, the dab master himself, Mr. Zero Brew Zero. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Yo, we are doing just fine. I was actually out last weekend too, so taking the pause worked out for my schedule. Sadly, I'll be out next week as well, but glad to be here, glad to get it going, and glad to see some awesome people in there. As always, got the Cursed, which is next on the list. So go ahead and introduce my man.
Awesome. And last but not least, the guy who said, listen, I want to play Raid Shadow Legends the most difficult way possible. I want to build the champions myself. I'm not using no optimizer, no nothing. Mr. The Curse, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you? How's everybody's weekend?
Doing just wonderful, man. Doing just wonderful. All right, guys. So, we've had a couple of things that have gone live over the last 2 weeks. And real quick, let me ask you, the live arena feature that has gone live for friendly battles. Chat, I want to hear from you guys. Have you been excited? Have you been using it? Has it piqued your interest in live arena? Are you just doing the friendly battles, or are you actually like getting involved with Live Arena now. I'm curious to see what you guys feel. Let me ask first to Mr. Zero Brew. What about you? Have you been doing any Live Arena friendly battles?
Yeah, because you jumped in my stream and challenged me. Yeah, of course. Now that's honestly the only one that I've done. And for those of y'all don't know, we're in the same clan too, so it makes it even easier for us to do that. But it was fun. Yeah, probably need to do some more about that. I did obviously. I don't know if you're gonna talk about it or not, but it looks like Ash just created a whole thing around it, and even had a introductory podcast that was sponsored by him. So that was cool to see. As well. Yeah, I think eventually, yeah, we'll get the Brew Crew in and we'll do some sort of something and maybe throw a gift card in there for the winner or something. We'll have to figure something out. But it's cool. It works. It's great. And for those of y'all who don't know, don't fight Blaze in Live Arena. It's not fun. No, I will say our first battle, I took out several people. However, you're allowed to have dupes. He brought 2 Galluses against me. 2 grape kills, and I almost beat him for like a second, and then the grape kills took control, and I was like, "Yeah, we're done."
What? No nice?
Nah.
He had nice too. He had them all. I'm just saying, 2 grape kills and a nice is not very nice.
Yeah, I came in with 2 Galathirs right off the bat. As a matter of fact, right
Yeah,
after I
Galathirs.
pulled the first one, I pulled like 40 more, and I got another Galathir. So I went from 0 Galathirs to 2 Galathirs in one weekend. So yeah, that was kind of
Damn.
fun. And the look on Zero's face when he saw the double Galathirs was just like, what?
Well, I hadn't done it yet, and I didn't know you could bring dupes, right? I was expecting the same rules as normal Live Arena, and it wasn't, obviously. It's like, I guess, bronze rules, right? I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, anything goes basically.
No rules.
when you're doing it.
It'd be nice
you
if
can,
you could like stipulate it, but
Pro
Yeah.
rules, yeah.
Gessel, what about you, man? How about you? What's been going on with Live Arena friendly battles?
yeah. Well, I was clamoring for this forever, and I haven't used it yet, so kind of sad. But this is what I was talking. This is what I was talking about on my stream. What I want to start, what I am gonna start doing, yeah, probably next week. I don't know, at some point. The last half hour of all of my stream, and if it needs to be longer, it'll be longer. And if it's only one fight, just one fight. If you want to come and fight me, bro, come and fight me. Come and fight me, bro. I'm opening it up. Last
All right.
half hour of the stream, we're gonna allow. Ooh, I hit the mic. One fight. You get one fight a night. You want to come fight me? We'll fight. We're gonna keep like a spreadsheet. We're gonna tally them up. We're gonna see how everybody does over a while. It's gonna be fun, man. So.
Okay.
That's my plan, man. That's how I want to use it. And you know, I talked about tournaments. At some point, I'd like to do that too. I'm not Ash, bro. I'm not Ash. I can't give $1,000 out. I don't got millions of followers, but I plan on setting up a tournament though.
Okay. Roblox, what about you?
I haven't played with it yet, but my clan doesn't know this, and I'm announcing it here. So for any of my clanmates that are watching today, I'm going to probably have a clan tournament is what I'd like to do. I'm pretty sure that
That's cool.
if you guys know Cheap Vodka, he's in my clan, so he's going to win it. But, you know, it's really just a battle for second place. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
I fought him.
Okay. DeCurse, what about you? Have you used it at all?
I've used it twice, and I'm trying to avoid it like the plague.
Come on.
Like my speed rolls just can't keep up with some of the people that keep challenging me. It's like, come on, dude, you're using people that are in 400 or 500 speed, and I'm barely breaking 300. Like, come on, there's no point.
I mean, it was Bick that had no legendaries or mythicals above 300 speed, and it was a definitely go second account. He seemed to do.
I mean,
okay.
mine ain't as bad. Mine's not as bad as his was, but I mean, I do have some people that go a little fast, but not enough to keep up with the 400 plus shoes-ins and stuff now.
Okay.
So I just avoid it.
Jay, what about you?
No, I definitely want to start using it soon. But I'm hoping that, you know, eventually other creators will start releasing like tournaments and I would like to participate. But me personally, I've just been busy. I'm working on my own, that I moved to a new place now, so I'm getting things adjusted, and I'm actually working, which I haven't announced this, only like selective people know this, but I'm working on an RPG game, and it's not a gacha, so don't worry, I'm not gonna do
Oh,
like
wow.
anyone else.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It's my own thing. It's just a side project that I've been working on, so I've been kind of busy.
All right.
That's
All
awesome.
right.
Oh yeah.
And PJ, what about you?
I have not used it. I'm very happy that it's in the game. I think it's great. I think that people are going to use it a lot. I'm not sure how much I'm going to personally use it, especially with the meta right now. I'm not a big fan of the meta. And I'm assuming, I mean, you can do off meta stuff, which would be maybe something I'd be interested in, just like doing random, like you have to do epic only or like certain factions or stuff like that. But I'm not using it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure how much I will use it. But I think overall it's great for the game. I've seen tons of people. It's like Zero talked about the website. I think it's Crown Void Arena. I'm not sure the
Void
exact
Crown
name.
Arena, yeah.
Void Crown
Void
Arena.
Crown Arena, yep.
Yeah, so I've seen a little bit of that. I think that's a great idea, getting CCs together, and then just having other tournaments. So yeah, I've not used it myself yet, or I'm not sure how much I will use it, but I think it's great for the game.
Okay. So I will give you guys a heads up. We will be doing contests here live. I have to figure out how we're going to be able to share screens and stuff like that, but we will be pinning each other against Live Arena. And as Risen Bones in chat will tell you, don't fight me against rare zone or epics only. I do have everybody in stone skin, so just be prepared for that. But that said, I think this was definitely a welcome. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I would just love to see a little bit of an improvement of trying to maybe do these a little bit better in game, without having to use that third-party website, right? Being able to just do kind of a contest. I think that would be kind of cool. And I do think that even if you're not somebody that does like Live Arena, just being able to go up against, a teammate or a friend or something like that, claymate, is kind of fun, to be honest. I did go up against King Copium a couple of times, and I think he went like 5 or 6 times where he was like, "No, I'm not stopping until I beat you." So it definitely can get a little addictive, right? And I also actually think that it can definitely help somebody learn how to play a particular champion, especially if you're doing like a one-on-one coaching type of situation. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a great feature. It, wasn't implemented the best way, because there were a lot of technical difficulties at the start. We had patches after patches after patches during the first week. And it seems like it's been okay now. So that said, I think that is absolutely phenomenal. All right, let's jump into the first topic of today, which is the Soul Merchant. Now, I recently did a video about this, and I talked about, I love that we got the upgrade to 4 times a day, but I feel like we need to have a conversation and maybe give some feedback to Plarium about what would be the best way to, at 300 of the stones that we need to get, right? You need to get 300 eternal essences, which basically, if you're trying to do this, you're going to eat up 15 eternal soul stones. And that's just absolutely massive, right? The cost to try to get one of these is ridiculous, because you got to put in 50 of the Eternals coins. I mean, I'm sitting on 600, and 660, and I will only get 13. And I think this is like, maybe some free-to-play players out here can let us know, how long have you been saving to try to get that 6-star Merrier soul, that 6-star champion soul that you need? Because I have not been saving for this. I mean, I'll buy the 2 stars, the 3 stars, and that's really much about it. I don't buy anything else. But let me start off with Mr. I Am Roblox, because you do have a free-to-play account, and I want to know, what your thoughts are on this.
I mean, as a free to play, I've just pretty much convinced myself I'm never going to get a soul for anybody that matters. I mean, honestly, like I try to save and I um try to do what I'm supposed to do and not use my coins on buying more soul stones, but then you get like a really tempting deck of fate or um hero's path, and it's like, well, man, like I really want to pull, so I end up spending those coins, and whenever that soul does come around, it's just so far out of reach that I just don't I just convince myself it's never really going to happen. I got to be honest. So I think, if they do make a change, I would appreciate it because I want to have fun. Like we like pulling shards, we like pulling soul stones. That's why we're playing this game sometimes. And so um to penalize me for pulling those is not always the best most enjoyable experience for myself.
Okay. Let me ask you, what would you think would be a good conversion rate to use for the coins, for the eternal soul essences and turn them, if the eternal coins to turn them into essences? What do you think a good conversion rate is? Because at 50, I feel like it's probably, it's probably be looking at like 10 to 15, but am I being too greedy? Am I, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely think it needs to be quite a bit lower. I'm looking right now. I'm on my main account. I've got 7,000 of the coins saved up right now. And that would get me 149. I mean, that's seven, like you said, it's just I would say probably half that, go down to 25. I think that's fair. Um, just as a starting point and see where we go from there.
Okay. Okay. Zero, what about you?
Okay, good. I had my.
Yeah, I said
I
zero.
No, I was talking to things, and I thought I was muted. All right, so, yeah, so for those of y'all who don't know, and most of you do, someone famously sold all his souls recently by accident. And that gave me a lot of coins. Now they were able to go back and give me all my mythicals back. And then I think my legendary 5 stars was like 7, which I know that's where you get a bulk of these coins from. And I just last night bought my 6-star soul for Arbiter. She's now at 447 speed. Talking about that. See how I tied the first part now to the second part? See that little segue there? But and PJ's laughing because I did the calculation. I was
There's the zero brew
speed.
math. Yeah,
zero brew. It's like zero brew girl math. It's really 486 speed when you calculate all the stats. All right, sorry. Long-winded response is I did all that and got all this huge influx of coins, which I would have never ever done. And I have bought a few 6-stars here and there, like Marishka and Taurus. However, I still didn't have enough coins to get this. Now, I didn't get the soul for several weeks, but I was like, okay, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to get it. And I did just buy the 5-star soul, but it still took a lot. So that being said, it's absurdly out of price. The problem with this is kind of the line is in the sand. So like all the people who have bought the 6 stars at the 300 coins, like how do you change it now today and go back? Whereas something like Faction Wars, I think would be a lot easier to change. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on it. But yeah, it's very expensive. I agree. It's bad.
What do you think would be a fair conversion rate instead of the 50 to 1?
I mean, I think Roblox probably hit the head. I mean, cutting it in half would be huge. Yeah, right.
Okay.
I will say it does look like they are offering more 5 and 6 stars to us as well. I know they gave us the extra slots, so I want to make sure that Plarium gets credit for that. Yeah, I'm looking right now just today, and of course it does refresh 4 times a day instead of 2 times a day. But I have a 5-star Crockmore and a 6-star Duchess out of my 6 slots. So I feel like too, they're cycling those higher end champions where as the way it was before, you would never even get the shot at getting it for maybe 6 months with how infrequent they were. So they've done something to make those elevate to the front too.
Okay. I'm reading through chat here and they're saying, screw the conversion rate. What about just giving us more of these?
Yeah, just do that. That's the way to do it.
We can make an argument for that. The thing is, I would want them to give us more in just Iron Twins, not as rewards everywhere else through events and stuff. Like, yeah, if they gave it to us through Grim Forest, or maybe if they introduced them into Doom Tower, stuff like that, I would definitely would love to see more of those there. But I don't want to see them in the tournaments because we all know that as we've gone through a lot of these, if they're going to put in the 200 coins that are right here, what are we losing, right? Which I guess, depending on where you are, it doesn't really matter if you're a spender or a Kraken or a whale or whatnot. That said, PJ, what are your thoughts on this?
I feel like you always talk to chat before you ask me, and they always get my answer right before I say it. Every time. But I agree. I was pretty much gonna say the exact same thing. I don't think you necessarily need to lower the conversion rate. I think you just need to give us more essence in the game, especially mostly Iron Twins. Just give us the normal, like Void should be like every day, and then double the Void for Sundays. I also think it would be nice if you could pin or like hold a specific soul in the market. Like, let's say the 6-star Marius pops up, but you don't have enough essence, you can pin it there and hold it until you have enough essence to buy it. Because a lot of times you see something, but you don't have enough to buy it, and then you have to wait another however long to see it again when you actually have enough to buy it. So I think that would be a great. They already have the pin system in the game with the deck, so it's like should be pretty easy to put over here. And I think we just have to also be careful with getting more like souls, because it is like very strong, but it is like also another power creep in the game that we've been talking about, power creep. So if everyone starts getting 6-star souls for everything, then just more power creep in the game. But I do think there should be, I think we do need more souls. It is, or to get more essence. I think it's really tough right now. So I think those are a couple of good ways to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my biggest thing with the souls is like the conversion rate being 50 to 1. I get a legendary champion will cost us 15 to 20 sacreds. And you could get those 15 to 20 sacreds in, I would say, a month and a half time, depending on how active you are. But the Eternal Soul Stones, you can't really get those and replenish them at the same rate to be able to say that I would justify giving that for a 6-star guaranteed soul. Because that's kind of the way I view it, because when we do these events for the paths or the decks, it's usually about 7 to 8, sometimes 9. I think it's like 3,500. So you can kind of offset it with some of the other ones. But I do like what Garrett Muffins is saying. Buff Iron Twin rewards, add them to Chimera as well, like maybe the Chimera chest for clashes. Maybe be a little bit more of an incentive there, because those rewards definitely need a buff. DeCurst, what are your feelings about this, man?
Okay, as far as souls in the shop, I think it's just a drastic increase. I mean, when you think about it, 20, 40, 120. It goes 20, 40. Yeah, you figure a 1-star's 20, then it goes to 40, then it jumps to 120, then it goes to 300. And then gold, which are the hardest ones to get of the essence, starts at 300. Yeah, come on.
Well, I think it starts at 150 and then 300. Because the 6-star soul is 300.
Yeah, 6 stars 300. 5 stars, what, 100?
I think it's 100. Yeah, I think it's either 100. Oh, okay, it is 100.
So like the 6-star needs to be cut down. Like that's a drastic jump. Especially for as long as it takes to get the gold ones. And then, yeah, I love what PJ said about the pin. The pin would be fantastic.
Okay.
But the 50 to 1 ratio on, mortals to immortals, I think that could be adjusted as well. Like another thing PJ said is every day needs to be like Void Day, and the Void Day needs to be double, because they just don't give enough.
Yeah.
For when you start thinking about decks of fate and stuff, the conversion rate over there, I've seen as far down as Mortal Soul Stones at 70, points, like, and then some, usually they're around 90. Like, I mean, that's 70 points, and then you're talking 40,000 points total. Like, that's really low.
Right.
Like, they need to do some adjustments there. And
Okay.
yeah, I understand, you don't want to power creep everybody to 6-star immediately, but you still have a whole group of people that are just so far behind that they just want to catch up and not be, you know, uh, the stepping stones to everybody,
Right.
per se.
And when we talk about power creep, look, I think at the day and age that Raid Shadow Legends is, soul stones are not as big as a power creep as we have with relics. I think that's even worse. And then some of the champions that are coming in are just a whole nother level of power creep. So, I do feel that maybe making it accessible to get up to a 3 or 4-star to at least give you a boost on some of the base stats, I think is a good thing. Jay, what about you?
Th- this has always been. I've never really been a fan of Soul Stones because they said they were never going to do Red Stars, and they did, like Marvel Strike Force. So it was just like we were just like, hopefully they do a better job than Empowerment, right? Because Empowerment scared a lot of people. Content creators quitted. People just were not happy. But over time, with all the summoning events and everything, Empowerment has kind of balanced itself. It's still kind of ridiculous with mythicals, but in terms of legendaries and like epics, it's not that OP. But when it comes to like blessings, man, like if you have a favorite champion, or if you're like saving up for one specific champ, it takes you months, right? And I'm a creator that gets free rewards, and I was buying the daily gem pack. I was having to run so much Iron Twins, it was bananas. Like I was using thousands of gems just to get one champ 6-star soul. I have 400 plus champions. Like imagine trying to get them all 6-star souls. It's insane. It's literally impossible. Which this is the business model, right? Then they want to sell you packs. Even I have bought Soulstone packs, but it's just like it's that shouldn't be a main thing where you have to. It should be like, hey, I want to support the company, or I want to play the game. Not where it's like so chokehold you can't. You literally sit there for like 5-6 months holding your eternal soul essence just to get one champ 6-star. Like, and then that champion could get like power crept in like 5 months because there's something better, like Fabian or Armand. Right? You're like, damn, I was already using this. Now this is better. So, and you can't refund that soul back. It's stuck there. So I think there's a lot they need to do. Increase the Iron Twins, the resources you get from there. Also reduce the conversion as well. Or why can't we take some of the previous soul essence and turn it into the gold one? Like you can only do it into the immortal. You can't do it into the next one, right? So there's a lot of things that they can do, and I hope they do, because even as an endgame player, man, it just takes too long. Like I have to, and I had to get the specific characters I wanted to, I had to pull Soulstone. And I get it, they give us like Deck of Fates and ways to get more, for our stones and getting other resources and stuff like that, which is cool. But at the same time, like that should have been like that, right? But I understand the system, why they do it, right? It's supposed to be as minimal as possible to make you want to spend, and I think they need to adjust it, definitely.
Right. And I was reading chat again too, where Les Cavalier says also one of the things I really been saying is the wish list should apply to the soul market. I kind of like that. I think that would be great, although we all know that a wish list it should apply to pulling too.
Because it's broken. This thing don't work. This thing never works when you're pulling souls. Let it fix it for this too. Put it for both.
It works. It just gives you a 1-star soul. It doesn't give you anything else, Gessel, what about you, man? What do you think?
Well, I've brought this up a couple times. Like, this was kind of the straw that broke my back in terms of spending, because I just saw, like, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up with, like, the Krakens and whatever else, the mega whales and stuff on this. So, whatever this came out, I was just like, all right, fine. It's going to take me forever to get these, because I'm not gonna throw tens of thousands of dollars at this. So, and it's taken its time, but like I've hard focused on the champs that I want to have 6-star, and they all have it now. The new champs I've gotten recently are the ones I'm looking for in the mythicals. It is a grind, it sucks, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think they should reduce anything. They've kind of like I think someone said it earlier. They've already done it. Like, this is where it's at. So I think they need to add more. Give us more rewards. Give us Iron Twins. I think that's probably the best way. Maybe just double those. I think that's a great start. But yeah, it's brutal. Like this is got to be the biggest grind of the game right now. That and getting a relic to 18. Like what the hell? How do you even do that? But
I don't think
yeah,
that exists.
these things are just ultimate grind, man. These things are the ultimate grind right now.
Yeah, so I do think that we need a little more help on this. There's definitely, we've made a lot of great suggestions here, right? From reducing the conversion rate, giving us more drop rates through
another
Iron
idea.
Twins. What's that?
So I think so. I kind of saw someone mention it in chat a little bit, but this is like a kind of a twist. They could, they could give us more keys to start with. Like they could and they could also just not give us or not make it use energy either. So give us like 10 keys, no energy. And then maybe if you want to refill or something, like I don't know about the refill, but they could just give us more keys. Like why is it so limited?
You know what they probably could do very easily, and I never understood why they made the drops for the voids. I guess because the void only happens once a
Only
week.
one day, yeah.
It only happens one day, but they get, they have a higher chance of dropping the souls, but there's nothing any different from the void than the other ones. I think if they bump the other 6 days up to the same level, that the void could be the biggest and easiest change they could just do.
Yeah.
And then now we have all 7 days have the same drop rates versus 6 days a week is this crappy drop rate. And then, we'll convince you to spend 150 gems on Sundays only or whatever.
Yeah, and
that would be a good start.
I think you're making a very great point right there, because if they did boost it up to the same rewards throughout the day, that's what 750 gems. That's almost 1,000 gems a week that we would use extra. So
if you wanted,
right,
give the players the option, right?
Right, if you wanted. I mean, that's a monthly gem back, right? And that would keep the energy costs up as well too. You'd use more energy. So, boosting it up. And I know a lot of the player base may not be happy with having to invest more in it, but I do think that that's probably one of the best ways that they could go about making this happen. But again, I think, this should be something that does get addressed in 2026, because soul stones are no longer the big power creep, as we discussed. They're still a power creep, not just the biggest one. And it's about time that this gets a buff, right? Let me take a quick second here and give a quick shout out to Timberwolf for the tier 1 sub, 17 months. Holy smokes. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. And then we got a new follow on Twitch, which is Bibo Quackins. Thank you very much, sir, for the follow. Appreciate you very, very much. All right. I guess it's not in game yet, right? But we are getting the 5-star soul for Polyp, right? And we are. Wait, let me make sure.
Yeah.
Leak.
Nah,
no, yeah, okay. I could have shared this info too. Yeah, okay. So we get the 5-star soul for Polyp starting Monday, right? Lasting from March 17th to March 24th. We are getting a path event. Let me make sure. This Tuesday, March 17th, we're planning to launch a Victorous Titan path event. Sorry. Will you be able to get a perfect soul for Polyps the Victor? It'll be between a 1, 3, and 5-star. We have not seen the rewards yet, but usually they tend to be pretty good. Now, is this going to be a guy that you want to try to invest your resources to get that 5-star soul? Because my next question for you is going to be, we have not gotten the Edward Kenway guaranteed yet. And we've got about 3.5 weeks for this event to be over. Now, are you going to invest your resources in going for the soul for Polyp? Or are you going to hold and, hopefully get that Edward Kenway? And do you think that we're still going to get that Edward Kenway guaranteed? Zero Brew's got his hand up first, so let's go see him first.
Yeah, sorry. I do think just coming off the back of that last topic, it's extremely important to mention that they do compensate us with the ability for us to earn these 4 or 5 whatever star souls for not all the time. Let's just say 85% of the time they give us a champion and then they follow it up with an opportunity to earn the soul. And as we just discussed in the last topic, how absolutely ridiculous it is to save up enough to get the 5 and 6 star souls with the coin system in the game. So just wanted just to kind of level set and say, based on the previous conversation, it's important to go get these things. So for me personally, to answer your direct question, yeah, I go for it. And typically, if I can afford to do it, I will go for them every time because of what we just discussed. And I do think, just looking at my account, I think I've only bought 2 6-star souls, Marishka and now Arbiter. My next one will probably be Marius, and most people will probably argue with me and say Marius was probably more impactful than Arbiter was, but that'll probably be the next one I'll save up for. But I look and I have a poop ton of 5-star ones just because of these. So I haven't gone into the details of this champion, but this champion looks very impactful. And I'll go back to what I said when we had Cassandra and the opportunity to get her soul too, is these are the first handful of champions that we can guarantee ourselves the ability to get and getting that 5-star soul. Eventually they will bring us to faction wars at some point too. So you want to kind of stack the deck in your favor, if you will. And this is your opportunity to do so. So that's
Okay.
my 13 cents on it.
All right. Chat, out of you guys, how many of you will be going for his soul? Will you go for the 1-star, 3-star, 5-star, or my thought is I'm still looking to kind of finish grabbing the rest of the collaboration champs. I'm missing that Edward Kenway right now. So I'm just gonna say I get what I get, and that's really much about it. Now I will say that I've talked to Bronco behind the scenes. And he was telling me some of the playtesting he did when he put him into his Hydra team because of the magma shield. It didn't do as much damage as he was expecting. So will it help you? Of course, if you don't have one, if you can make the team. But for some accounts, for some players, this may actually be worse off for you. Although once we do build him and we see what happens, I was talking to a couple of my clanmates who said that this guy could be a counter to Solinar as well. So we'll see. Roblox, what about you?
I'm not going to go for the 5-star soul. That's just a personal thing. I think for most players, it would probably be beneficial to them, obviously, but I'm not a big fan of the Titan events. For me, it tends to drain my account of resources going into fusions. And with fusions being even more important now to do almost every fusion to get the coins to potentially trade up and get Titus is the one that I'm going to go for right away once I've done 3 fusions. So it's just a personal preference that I don't value souls as highly as I think other players might. So I won't be going for it.
Okay. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, so I think a few things. One, to go off of what Roblox just said about the Titan event or being harder or like right before a fusion. I think they're almost harder than a fusion because it's pretty much like a fusion, but it's in shorter time. So it's like you have to usually use more gems, whereas a fusion is kind of spaced out, so you can kind of use your daily energy and like other energy you can use saved up. So I think it's the time thing that really makes these Titan events hard on people because you have to use like gemmies, like I was saying. As far as this event, I didn't know about this earlier. I'm very happy to hear that they're doing a 1, 3, and 5-star. They haven't done this in a while. I feel like that's usually just the 5-star, and I hate that because it's like all or nothing. Where now new players can get the 1-star, you can get the 3-star if you want. You don't have to get the 5-star. So I think everyone should probably at least get the 1-star. He's an HP champion. It'll be easy. Just make him tankier. I think the 3-star would be good. He's a weird champion because he needs accuracy, but he doesn't need accuracy. He needs accuracy to land the HP burn, but then once the HP burn's there, he doesn't need accuracy. So it would be nice for him. The crit damage would be nice for him. but I wouldn't go all in if you don't have to. Like you said, there's Edward coming down, I'm assuming there's gonna be Edward down the line. I don't know if we're gonna talk about that separately or not.
Yep.
But okay. But yeah, I'd be shocked if they didn't do that. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to see what the rewards are. I don't know exactly how far I'll be going for, but I just love the fact that it's a 1, 3, and 5. They haven't done this in a long time, and I wish they would stick to this more.
Okay. Speaking about rewards, 2 of the rewards that we will get part of this path is going to be 2 relics. Number 1 will be the Thunderbolt Spirit, which is actually a pretty good one. It doesn't have any ignored defense effects, but on champions like Predator,
I'm
if
gonna
you
be on
got him,
Narcisse. With Narcisse,
Yeah.
how would that work with Narcisse?
I don't know, because he does do boosted damage if there's shields out. So I would guess. I mean, he usually pretty much one shots because he ignores shields.
Yeah, ignore
Um,
shield.
But I do like this on my Predator. And then the other one, so this will probably be the 4th row in, the 4th tier in. And then on the 2nd tier, you're going to be able to get the Howling Guardian, which I don't. My opinion of this relic is it's pretty much trash. But maybe some people in chat will let us know if they've leveled one of these up or if used it. So those are some of the rewards that you will get as the 2 and the 4. Jay, what about you? Will you be going for this event?
This is kind of like Tholen for me. It's people wanted to get Tholen the Soul 5-star, so I said I'll just get the 3, and then if I really do like the champion, I'll just buy the 4. I don't mind doing that. That's the thing. Same thing I'm gonna do here, Philip. So I'm just gonna go first 3. If I can go for 5, but most likely I probably won't. I'll probably be busy or it'll take up too much resources. I don't like to throw everything all into a champ that I might not like main, because that's gonna screw you over a deck of fates or hero scams, paths, right? That's what we call them. But I tell myself I'm not gonna fucking go for these duo paths and stuff like that. And they always get me at the end of the day. It's like so like there all goes all your resource, So I don't. When it comes to time paths as well, I try to only go for the 3 unless I really want like the 5-star soul for the champion, like a Leo or something like that. So I'm definitely going for the 3. I doubt I'm going for the 5.
Okay. The more and more I keep thinking about it, I keep liking skipping all of these soul events. For the players that have missed a lot of the past fusions, because Roblox brought up the massive point of being able to save the resources to try to go for every single fusion, because that is pretty massive for some of these other champions that are in the game. I mean, at the stage that I'm at, unfortunately, I can't click on it. It won't show me, but I think I've missed 2 fusions, or haven't pulled 2 fusions. But there's some accounts out there that are missing, 70, 80%, or especially the new players coming in. I think that prioritizing the fusions over going for some of these soul stones is going to be pretty essential for them. DeCurse, what about you?
If I do anything in the path event, I'll go for the 3-star at best.
Okay.
I feel the same way as Roblox and everybody else. Like they drain way too much energy. This time they're doing the path at the end of the Titan event at the end of a fusion, but by the time it ends, there's going to be start to another fusion, which is the model that continuously cycles through. So I will definitely be stopping at the 3, and yeah.
But how else are they going to tear up that guaranteed Assassin's Creed champion coming right afterwards?
That's true. That's true. We'll get to him in just a sec, though. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat, man. These Titan events are brutal. Unless it's something insane, I tend to not go for them. A 5-star blessing for this guy. I mean, he looks good. I would definitely do it if I felt like he was gonna be someone I'm gonna use in live arena. I would 100% go for it. I don't know if I'm going to use this guy, so I think you can get the 3, as a lot of other guys are saying. You can kind of get that 3 with almost not even trying, and maybe hitting a couple of the events a little harder. So I'll probably get the 3. A 5-star, you're getting a resist and accuracy. He does have a lot of debuffs, so the 5-star would be sexy on him, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be using him, so I'm kind of the same one as everybody else.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the safest part to say is going to be putting, skipping any shard events and whatever energy you have, just, go for it and kind of not really worry about it, right? I do think that Soul Stones or, the 3-star is a good investment. Especially if they're a nuker, you could probably wait in the clan shop, although, based on the conversation we had earlier, it will take you quite a while to save the coins up. So maybe Plarium should think about, doing like a 2 and 4-star and maybe giving us a little bit better rewards as the last one. Or maybe doing a 2, 4, and 5-star, right? For that, because especially for the nukers, getting that extra damage does really help. PJ, I got you, right? You answered already?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I think I got everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the path event. I'm going to actually skip it for the most part, especially with the shard events, because where the hell is Edward? Where the hell is Edward Kenway, man? I'm waiting for him. He is the last Assassin's Creed champion that I need. I've pulled hundreds of shards, and we've got 3 weeks left, and we have not gotten any word about a guaranteed for him. Now, chat, have you gotten yourself an Edward yet, or are you still waiting for the guaranteed, or are you just gonna skip him? That question is gonna be asked to you guys as well. I want to find out, first of all, will you go for it if it comes up, or do you kind of like, it is what it is, I don't really care because maybe I already have him or he's not really worth it for me? Let me start off with Roblox first.
We're talking about Edward Kenway, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not really big on a lot of these Assassin's Creed champions, to be honest. It's not an IP I feel as attached to as like the Turtles were. And yeah, I'm not gonna go. If there's a guaranteed for him, I wouldn't go for him. I didn't go for any of the other guarantees. I did Cassandra Fusion because of all the characters in that. She's probably the one that I actually enjoy the most, and so yeah, I'm out if they're doing a guaranteed on it.
You mean to tell me you didn't go for the guaranteed bag?
I didn't. Well, yeah, that never happened. But
no, it did for the 1%.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely didn't go
that's
for
the one
that.
I was missing.
I mean, hey, if you feel left out and you think you might not get him, there is a summoning pool event, right? You may have a chance to get it here.
Yeah. Man, those summon pool events, they get me. I always tell myself those are my kryptonite, where I'm like, yeah, no, I won't, and then it's like, but they don't put voids in there. He's limited time. I don't know.
And I will say this has a lot less epics and more legendaries than they usually do. Usually you're 16 to 20 epics, and then you're just like
It's
10
still the same.
legendaries. Yeah, the rate's still the same.
Yeah, and the mercy, how great that
is. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I have a feeling it's coming right after this one. So this fusion will be over here very soon. This Titan event for the soul, which I'm glad to get the soul, as we discussed earlier. So I think it'll probably come at the end, kind of like how they did Leo at the end. They kind of held it to the very end. I'm just more excited about the next collab, which would be Mortal Kombat. That's right, you heard it here first.
Okay. Zero
Calling it
says,
now.
"Screw that."
May Mortal Kombat collab right before May 9th. You heard it here first.
Okay.
Well, actually, if you watch my YouTube channel, yeah, you heard it there second now. But yeah,
I think because it starts in May, and May the 4th be with you, we might be getting a Star Wars. And I'm just saying, guys,
movies dropping.
hold on. How cool will it be to get a Chewie as a Skinwalker champion? Come on now. You guys want that.
No, it would be an
Uh,
Well,
Ewok.
they could do both. They did Predator and Alien, and then gave us Assassin's Creed on top of that. So
yeah,
could be both.
I think Luke Skywalker might come in as a Shadowkin. Who knows? Darth Vader. Darth Vader will
Din
be
Djarin as the Mandalorian, Din Djarin as Sacred Order.
yeah. Les
This is the
Cavalier
way.
says we need to talk about the Teletubbies coming up. You know, we could definitely get Darth Vader as a Knights Revenant. Who knows? But
They were in the
PJ
most recent zombie movie 28 years later.
Yeah. PJ, what about you? What do you think, man? Edward Kenway, is he still going to be a guaranteed? And are you going to go for him?
I would be shocked if he wasn't a guaranteed. Like he's not like that far and beyond so much better that like they would hold him out. I don't think like at least I don't see like I think he's good. Like I would go for him. But I'm also a collector. I like getting new things, especially if they're limited. I have the resources I save up for a guaranteed champion. So I would go for him. And I'd be pretty shocked if they didn't have one. Like why him? Like I know he's probably might be more one of the popular ones, but I feel like that's a reason why they would do a guaranteed is to get people to like try to buy and like get him because they like him. So yeah, I would go for him personally, and I do think there's going to be guaranteed.
Okay. You know, also one of the things that they discussed and told us is that you have to collect all 4 champions plus Pontiff, to be able to get that special
What is the
in-game
prize? I haven't
rewards.
seen it this time.
It's a relic, and the
Do you know what relic?
I don't honestly. They announced this so far in the past where I didn't even really.
Yeah.
But they would have to do some sort of event, some sort of guaranteed event for him as well too, if this is their plan, right? Because they've done almost every single one, and I thought this guy was actually going to be the champ chase, and Beck was going to be the like a deck event or something. So maybe they do another champ chase for him. Who knows? Chat, is he worth a champ chase? Is he worth a champ training? Is he worth a shard? Has anybody out there actually played with this guy? Jay, what about you? Edward Kenway, what are we thinking?
I think he's a decent champion, just like Basim. Maybe if they do put him as like a fade or something, or in the future, I might consider it. They're not like, it's not like a must. Like Ezio's really good by himself. Honestly, I've been doing a lot of work with him, and he's free. So I just wish. I guess we'll have to see what they release and what the points are for him specifically. But I'd probably go more for him more than Basim. So Basim, I was just like, no, I'm not even like, I just threw it to the side. But this may be a little bit more because he does have the block revive and some other cool things. But once again, it's not like the Turtles, right? It's not like a must where I have to get everything. I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. It's something to have on the side. And my Bannerlords are also really good too. Like I have insane good Bannerlords, so I don't really need like anything in that faction. So it's another reason why I'm like, eh.
Right, you got your Taras already, so you're good. I just want to read a comment here. Z-Dub says, imagine Teletubbies ignore Mercule stacks. I think even as outrageous as that sounds, if they did put that in, everybody would go for it because Mercule is so toxic in Arena right now. So toxic. Gessel, what about you? Edward Kenway, would you be going for him? Do you still anticipate that he will be a guaranteed?
Yeah, I would say they typically do a guarantee for all of them, except for like the Void, and they make that one hard to get. But typically, all the other champs in these collabs they'll make available. So I'd assume it's going to be in some capacity. I have been saving shards for him. I've been trying to keep like 12 sacred. I don't know if that'll be enough, but 12 sacred and throw something else at it. And so I've been saving for him. I'm not kind of like everybody else. Like, after the Turtles, these kind of feel a little not as exciting. Maybe something else like Mortal Kombat that would be sick. Mika, my stream wants that Mortal Kombat. He talks about that every day, bro. So maybe both of you know something, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not as super thrilled with the Assassins, but this guy does have a interesting kit, and because he will go away at some point, if I can guarantee there is a guarantee to get them, and it's relatively a good price, I'll 100% get them.
Yeah. I will say I did go up against them in live arena, and I was very, very shocked at how I got caught
That
off guard with
hits.
it. Yeah.
That E3 hits, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, holy crap, he just like block revived me. I'm like, shit, I'm screwed. But yeah, he definitely caught me off guard. The Cursed, what about you, man?
Well, I guess I need to build mine now.
He's
Otherwise,
like,
he was
I know you
dying
guys
in-
don't have them, but wow,
Right.
there you go. I got him.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get Bayek, but I did get him. So, I mean, he's sitting there dying at the level 50 zone. Now you're making me want to build him. So, I've had fun with SEO. I mean, I feel like, yes, compared
Okay.
to the turtles, they're way weaker. But I mean, they are, don't get me wrong, they are fantastic champions. SEO's great with his poisons and bombs. Like JR said, I've been having fun with him.
Okay.
Edward, I guess that we'll put time into now.
All right.
But I do think they will have a guarantee for him. I think he'll either be a Path event or he'll be a Soul Stone, a Deck of Fate.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really hoping he is the last one. And honestly, if I don't get the achievement, it is what it is. I just want the champions in case, like King Copium says, it is what it is if you don't get the rewards, but once these limited time champions get out of the game, you're pretty much SOL'd, right? Or am I just drinking straight out Copium with that? All right. Plarium, if you're watching, please either A, when you do this event, do it via the Titan Path, right? Put it in as a summoning event via the Titan Path and give us some points for that. Or just give us some time to recoup our resources, right? Because it has been painful. I do want to touch up on the summoning event that we just actually had last week, which was the for the path, right? I'm going to pull it up here in just a second. But I feel like the way that this fusion happened early on, we were able to get the extra epic. And that said, it felt like it was a little expensive, but the path event was actually pretty good. And I want to get your thoughts on what you guys did on that path event. And let's start off with our boy Zero Brew first.
What's the question?
The path event for polyps. Are you even paying attention? Or are you just squirreling
I am.
me?
I just heard a bunch of words.
Yeah.
I just heard a bunch of words. What do I think about the path?
Hero's
So-
Path on the left. Go to the left, Hero's
the
Path.
Heroes Path. There we go. We had the anniversary Heroes Path that we just had.
With all the relic materials.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for that.
What were your?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, what's the
ahead.
question?
I was gonna say, what were your thoughts about it? Because it did have a lot of good rewards, and I like that it gave us the champions early to be able to skip some of the the events later on. You could essentially go for this and not have to go for the next summoning event, and get a couple of extra rewards.
Yeah. So, yeah, mixed bag on this one, right? So I will say I didn't go as hard on the cat's gazes the first time that they were around. So I had only earned the one we were able to earn. I never pulled one out of the things. And so I think the elephant in the room is, hey, you have an opportunity to get the cat's gaze again. And thank God I got the resources I pulled and I hit it, right? And so I only had one on my account, and that one was on my Marius. But Blazin, as you know, you helped me with my Titus Chimera team, and it makes total sense to move that over to Titus. So now I don't have to spend the 300 and whatever it is dust every single week times 2, because you have to move it on and off if you want to put it back on Marius, for example. So now, I mean, that was the big win for me. So on one hand, I was glad that we had the opportunity to get this. I will say this was mighty, mighty expensive. I do like fusion events. If you're going to go for fusion events, that are like these, and you have the opportunity to get an epic champion, that they give that to us. Because I do know in the past they have done these types of fusions and said, oh no, you got to get all 16 of the blue ones, can't miss a single thing, and we're not going to give you an opportunity for the epic. They've done that very rarely. That being said, it made this extremely expensive. I got lucky. I think I pulled voids during this time too, and I pulled a couple of the rare champions, and so technically I'm already done without having to do anything else for this fusion. That's very long-winded, but that was my initial thoughts on it. It did force you to go down each pass. It was on the more expensive side, but if they gave something just for Cascades by itself, it would be doubly expensive. So it was like, hey, you want to do this fusion, go for this fusion. And by the way, if you want to do a little bit more, and by a little bit, I mean like 8 Sakers worth more, to get a 1 in 20% shot at another Cat's Gaze. And I got lucky, the stars line, and I got it. But so maybe I'm a little bit positive because I did get it. If I had not gotten it, maybe I'd be like, screw this, is a waste of resources. So that's my long-winded thoughts on the whole event.
Well, I did go for the 100 mythical crafting materials, and it was, I will agree with you, it was very expensive to go for those. I mean, if you look on the right side here, you could have gone with either 95 voids, 40 primals, 16 sacreds, and all to end up with what, a 20% chance to get a mythical relic, or an 80% chance to get your 20th wand or aspect of Seroth, right? Which we are going to touch into this in just a minute here. But PJ, what about you? What were your thoughts on this deck event, man?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised, honestly. I was not expecting them to have mythical material, especially like old mythical materials in here. I know they said they were going to bring them back, but they never said like when or how. So for them just to like surprise drop this on us, I was not expecting it. As far as to get the epic, I don't think it was that expensive to get the epic. I'm doing the math here. It was 14 sacreds, and it had DD involved with it as well. So I mean, to get the rare and the epic, so you can skip 4 other events, I think that's a really good deal. As far as getting the mythic materials, that's when it started to become a little bit more expensive. I think that to the left side, the Cat's Gaze one, I thought that was worth it. I went down and got that. The mythical material one, I believe it's a 60% chance of getting either a Cat's Gaze or a mythical relic. And in my mind, that's pretty good odds for raid. You kind of have to play the odds game. So even though like I wanted Cat's Gaze, a mythical relic is still pretty good. So I thought those were good chances. And then I did go down and get the Sun Lilies as well. I didn't get the epic personally. I just figured I'll just do the whole event naturally. And I haven't pulled these yet, but that was the one that I had to take the gamble on. The Stars of Janang is just so game changing and strong if you can get that, or the Zibia's Servitude. But it's such game changing. So that one's a little bit more risky, I think. But the Cascades one, I went down and got. Hopefully they'll do guarantee Cascades in the future. They did one in the past. It's so game changing. Like whales and krakens will still go for these materials. Like people will still go for the materials to try to get more Cascades. Like you can't have enough Cascades. It's not like, oh, you get 4 and you're good. You get 5, you're good. Like I know people that have 9, 10 Cascades and still want more. So
Right.
I don't think it would be bad if they would give us another guaranteed in the future, because the people that missed it and didn't get it this time, like it's so game changing. Yeah, I was surprised. I think it was expensive, and hopefully they bring it back more. I don't think this is gonna be the only time they bring back the old ones. I'd be shocked if this was like the last time. So hopefully they bring back more and guarantee Cascades.
Okay. I want to echo something here that Kevin says over on Twitch side. YouTube side, sorry. It's a scam. I went for the legendary and the mythical mats and hit Aspect of Seroth on both of them. I feel you. I went for the same thing. I ended up getting a Aspect of Seroth, and I ended up getting a wand. And, it does feel very disheartening. And you get really pissed when you try to go for him and spending such expensive resources for these events and landing with those. But I want to find out from chat, how far did you guys go down this path? And did you get any of the Cat's Gazes or any other mythical relics out of this event? Let's go to Mr. Roblox next.
Yes. I'm excited to talk about this one. I don't often say kind things about Plarium, and but if I remember correctly, this also went along with a 1+1 on Ancients and Sacreds, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I just thought, like, in the grand, this is not a free to play friendly event, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, I had saved up 300 ancient shards going into this, um, and had many sacred saved up. So 1+1 events are my favorite time to pull. So I pulled a bunch of ancients, a bunch of sacreds, and then we also had voids for Hekaton in a progressive, if I'm not mistaken. So I wailed out pretty hard during this. It's bad when I wail out off camera. That's when those are the ones that really when I know that I'm like trying to hide it from my
Bad
community.
boy.
But I did get a cat's gaze out of it. Sorry, I see a bunch of people that are upset that they didn't get it.
Oh,
And I also got Palace as well out of it on my main account, which will be really good for future faction wars. And I think she's just a really good champion in general. So, um, and then of course I got another Volcardiac heart.
I hate you. No more. You're
Yeah,
not coming
well,
out here anymore.
I don't have Titus. I don't have Titus, so
You can stay then.
Okay, you're
yeah,
forgiven.
yeah. I won't have Titus until 2 more fusions after this one.
And you can go.
But yeah,
3
like
more
it was a
fusions.
really fun event for me. I really enjoyed it. Obviously I get that not everybody would have, but I love pulling during 1+1 and with a progressive, with an event that gives me points back for my investment and a chance to get some good relics. So I think I got 3 out of the 4 100 mythical pieces. I think I may have convinced myself to get the 4th mythicals too, to be honest. But
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I was reading here, and somebody said that they got the hilt and a cat's gaze. It was Z Dubs. Z Dubs says I got myself a cat's gaze and a hilt, so definitely worth it for him. Jay, what about you? Did you go for this? What were your thoughts about this event?
I I had just recovered from doing the Sweet Lover's Path, and I was like, oh, that took everything out of me just to go for Noldua's 5-star soul. I'm not really swiping. I'm not even buying daily gem packs at Raid anymore, so I'm basically free to play unless I need to spend. I try not to buy anything, not even monthly gem pack, nothing, not even the $30 nothing, not even energy. So when I saw another Heroes come, I'm like, bro, another one. I'm like, bro, we just used all our shards. I used everything, and I had to use, and I was like, basically, I only have a few sacreds. I had to use all my gems to pull ancient shards, and then throughout like the 2 days of whatever I got from Clan Boss, I was able to get the epic. Of course, they had to put multiple keys and try to get you to only get the rares, and then at the epic, I was just running all my energy trying to get that epic, and I got it like on the last day. And I was like, now I can't even go for anything else because it's like you might be like, well, don't go for the epic and go for the relics. Yeah, but like I can't play every day. Like I can't like hardcore 8 hours a day like I used to. So I have to get the epic just in case I miss an event. Or I don't want to, or if I, sometimes you eat a rare, you're like, oops, right? So I just went for the epic just to finish the fusion faster and just to secure it so I don't get screwed. I really wanted to go for some of the, chances to get cat's gaze or anything else, but it's just too much. It's too, and I'm not buying voids or primals or anything. I'm like, no. So, yeah, I pretty much couldn't go for anything else. I would have loved to. Half of my community have got lucky and got cat's gaze. The other half got screwed and got like other things, and they were like, wow, well, there goes all my shards. So,
Well,
overall, I think.
Go ahead.
What's up?
No, I was gonna say the worst feeling would be is if you just went for the legendary mats and had to spend 7 sacreds and got yourself like a rare, or no, not a rare, like a epic relic for it. That I feel would be the horrible thing.
Exactly. I think it's not a bad path if you have a lot of shards saved up. If you've been saving for a long time, yeah, you could get a lot of bang for your buck, like books and other mythical relics and legendary relics. But And most of the time I just get the same stuff. Like I don't know why I just maybe everyone's getting to this point in the game where we're all getting Seroths and wands now, like too much. So
I mean,
including yourself here, I guess.
you could see here how many wands and aspects I have, you know. Dickhurst, what about you, man? Did you go for the event? What were your thoughts on it?
I did. I went straight down for the epic, and once I got the epic, I was done. I mean, it took half my shards and running energy nonstop just to be able to get to the epic. And
Okay.
I'm glad I did because it made my fusion easier, but I didn't have the resources to even potentially think about going for any of the relic fragments.
All right. Fox, no, I don't need any more aspects. I'm already using them as chickens along with the wands. And
I can pull you a
DJ
magma shield too.
Oh, you dick. Guess
I
what
pulled
about
3 for myself and a few for others.
I heard, and I was like, somebody made a comment like, yeah, he's got 3. I was like, I hate him.
That's all I can pull.
Gessel, what about you, man? Did you go for this event?
Yeah, I got the epic, and then I went down and got the just the mythic shard or mythic fragments for the Cascades, obviously, and got lucky and got the Cascades. So that's my third one. I was able to put that on my new favorite champ, and probably not as broken as Nice, but very broken Solinar.
Bro,
So I
I
got
don't know
a
what you're
permanent
talking
one.
about. I've been playing with Solinar. I've been playing with Solinar, and I mean, Nias turns over to his next form, Solinar counterattacks. Boom, Nias is dead. Nias needs a buff now. I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
Nias needs a buff
Yes. I know all the Nice owners feel like that Nice isn't that
You
strong.
damn
But
blazing.
us who have to fight him every fight.
now. Yeah. Wait till you get
Under that how
yourself a
broken he
Solinar.
actually is. Yeah. No, Solinar is nasty. He's nasty. He doesn't revive a whole team like a Nice does, but that's okay. He
Yeah.
can still revive himself and come back and one-shot everybody. He is ridiculous. So I was able to get the Cascades. I put it on him. I was doing similar to what Zero Brew was talking about. I was swapping my Titus and Solinar's Cascades just because it is so strong, man. And so yeah, I was happy I got that. I wasn't as lucky with any of my other mythical fragments. I didn't go for the other mythical fragments, but I had 2 other pulls between Lavrina and just picking up frags from other things, and I got 2 Saros from those. So.
Okay. Yeah, I would have loved to get another Cat's Gaze, honestly. But with that said, Plarium did say that they're going to introduce more ways into getting some of these older relics, especially because the Cat's Gaze, as we all have said, is a very, very strong relic. And I guess the next part the next discussion I want to have is, I was sitting in Discord and I was talking with King Coco, and I said, what about doing a trade, kind of like, you know, some of these older relics, because Plarium just keeps introducing new ones and not going back to them unless they do events like this. What about doing something like the token trader with some of these older relics that we can trade, not mythical ones, okay? Mythical relics are, some of these are busted, so I don't want to put those in there. But the older relics, like the legendary ones, like the Cat's Gaze, that you could trade in a couple of your legendary relics that you might have now, right? Such as your wands or your aspects. You can trade, you know, I don't want to say an outrageous number that Plarium would do, but I think like trading 5 at most would be a good trade-off to say, I'll give 5 wands to get myself 1 Cat's Gaze or another legendary relic from previous events that I really want. And I want to know from chat, when or how should Plarium introduce those older relics so for us to be able to get them, right? Because we have come up to, I believe it's been over a year now, where the Cat's Gaze was introduced, and we've seen 1 or 2 chances to be able to get them. So first of all, I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on maybe doing a token trader for the relics, trading in. Maybe give an idea of how many you would give up, how many legendary relics. And I would love to see this more for, epics and rares as well too, right? But let's start off with Zero Brew first, because he's kind of shaking his head no.
Well, I mean, I had a couple thoughts. So before you gave a number, my first thought is then why would they even have the 50% of getting the other ones? Like, just give us the chance to only pull the relic in the relic category that we're trying to pull for, right? So like that ability, that 50% of landing the standard group, it kind of makes that irrelevant. But then when you said, oh, well, I will trade in, 5 other to get one of this, super OP one. Yeah, I mean, again, it just kind of bypasses the whole odds and rules of everything. And then I had another thought. My
Right, but
ADHD.
what I'm saying though is for older relics that are no longer back in, right? Because when
Yeah.
was the last time we got a chance to get an aspect of Sarah? Not an aspect of Sarah. Sorry, a cat's gaze, right?
Right.
Because that
It's been
was
forever. Yeah.
right. So I feel like instead of they could keep coming out with new relics, introducing more
Yeah.
and more power creep, which is what they want, right? But then still giving us some sort of like, let's say for this month, and you could trade in 4 of the wands or 5 of the wands and get 1 cat's gaze for this month, which I think would
Yeah, and I
be,
think
that would be massive.
yeah, and the other thing you just reminded me of it is you're also talking about giving up the food to take it up to the next level too. And so you're kind of breaking the mechanics of being able to level up the wands and stuff like that too. So I hear what you're saying. I think something like that would potentially be good. And I think though what you're advocating would really only benefit Krakens and above, because I don't think people have as many of those. And then if they were to try to go get that cat's gaze and use 5 wands or 5 other legendaries, whatever you got, right? Um, Now you're taking away the food for them to level it up, and it kind of just breaks the whole system. So I commend you for kind of thinking outside the box from that perspective, but I think that idea specifically would not work.
Okay.
I would rather just see other events that maybe just aren't as nasty, like I don't know, this Titan event. To get the 5-star soul is level 4 reward, and the level 5 reward is to go get that cat's gaze. Right. Again, that's going to be a drain on resources in a different way, but something like that.
Okay. Roblox, what are your thoughts?
I kind of agree with Zero Brew here. I feel like the trading system that you're proposing would kind of create a new, almost like meta or trick to it, and then I feel like it creates more room for players to just develop such an edge, right? Because it'll be one of those things where everyone says, "Okay, yeah, you can only trade these in for cat's gazes because they're so good," and then everyone has cat's gazes, and you end up with cat's gazes on your supports and blah blah blah. But I'm
Well,
being a
let me
little
let me
hyperbolic there, but
let me I guess say, like, we could essentially have a limit to how many you can get, because even in the Guardian ring it rotates, and this is why I said, like, I like this type of mechanic for it, because you could have 2 that rotate, you could have some that are standard, or you could just rotate every month, and then these are the 4 you get. You can get 2 legendary, 2 epic, and 4 rares or something like that.
well, I do have a counter proposal, not just
Okay.
to because I'm not trying to crap all over your idea. But I would say I would like to see an opportunity to pick the second group when you're summoning.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're looking at the clan, you have 50% chance of standard and then 50% chance of the clan ones. It'd be cool to be able to say, actually, I guess I'm actually just arguing against myself and saying, yeah, that's even more metagamey, and everyone's just gonna always open fragments for the
Well,
Alice stuff. But
so, I mean, the way that the relics work right now is it's only the standard relics that you can roll into, right? So if you're rolling all faction war ones, so what I do because I want to have the best chance at getting a magma heart, right? Is I just roll random ones, so I won't do 100 of Chimera or 100 of Faction Wars. I will mix it up because I want to have a
Yeah, I do
greater
too.
chance of getting the magma heart instead. So, PJ, what about you?
It's an interesting idea. I'm looking at the event relics now. I feel like the only one that you really, I feel like it's just like the Cascades. I feel like that's like what other, there's some okay relics, but like,
Well, you have, Skull of Treason. That one was pretty good for HP Burn Champions, right? And if you missed out on it, if you get yourself a Sulfurion or what's his name?
Wanda Submission.
You could, I mean, I thought the last laughs were going to be absolutely useless, and I put them on my all rares team, and I've gotten some really phenomenal wins for Siege because of those. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like none of them are like, it's mostly like, I feel like just like the Cascades, as far as like the rare or like the legendaries, obviously there's mythicals. I don't mind the idea. I think also it's more of an issue of like, I don't know. I feel like there's still a huge issue with the Star Stone and being able to move these things around. Like, if you only have one or two, like, it's just super expensive to move them around. I guess if you don't have anything, then you're kind of screwed. Yeah, they just got to start bringing them back more. I mean, they said they're going to bring them back. I don't mind an idea of getting trade again, like you said, 5 aspects of Searoth and getting a Skull of Trees and getting a Cascade. You probably want to have it kind of limited, like a rotational, like monthly or something maybe. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. I also think I mean, we could talk about this. I think we've already talked about this, but I think a mercy system in the relics is like mandatory.
Yes.
Like, I mean, but this game also, if you guys didn't know a lot, I mean, people listening, when this game first came out, I'm pretty sure there was no mercy system in the shards. So imagine a gotcha system where there's no mercy system in the shards.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not surprised there's no mercy system here, but I think it's something they definitely need to look at because I think that would also help with just getting more relics, so you won't have to necessarily like be like, damn, I don't have this or I don't have that. But I don't mind the idea. I think it could be something they could implement.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
Me personally, I haven't even got my own like first mythical relic yet. I still think chances should be adjusted. In terms of the shop, like putting something like what you suggested, I guess I'm okay for it. I only have one cat's gaze. Like, so for a player like me who needs more, like it's hard to just use one and keep popping that one on all nukers. It is kind of crazy. So I've gotten to the point where I just don't even swap it anymore. I just build other champions with different ways, which I like doing anyways. Right? I don't like to cookie cutter, but yeah, we definitely need new ways to get stuff, and I hope it's not the same way like they just did. Right? In terms of we're giving you a chance. Chance shouldn't be that I use all my resources or swipe. So
Right.
I hope there is alternatives to how like you even talked about it, like ways where we can. I do have mythics. I can give. I mean, legendaries or epics that I can definitely. I'll throw away 70% of them. I don't care if I have to get the relics that I do want. Right. I'm the type of person that I'll probably go for specific. I wish the game had more ways to specifically go what you want, even if it took all your resources. I don't care if there's champions, like books. Even I could just sack everything, right, and then just go for what I want. I would like a restart like that, but it looks like raid is more like you get something and it stays there forever. It's gonna get vaulted, or you're just gonna not use it, right? So hopefully they do get more, because I mean, there's tons of relics I would like to use. I just don't have them. You gotta sit there and wait until you get it. It could take years. So
Right.
hopefully we get more cat's cases, because I need more than just one.
Me too. The Cursed, what do you have to say on it?
I do like the idea of doing like a trading system. I feel like 5 is kind of high still though, because I mean, let's face it, Chimera gives ass for rewards. So yeah, I mean, I do like your idea with a relic system. That would be great because we could trade them off as for more cat's gaze. I only have one, so it's only going to be on one champion at the current moment because it costs too much to already strip relics off of champions. So yeah, that'd be great. I have
Okay.
a shit ton of wands and aspects. I feel like those are just like your basic everyday, rare food now. Like you get one, you pull 10 Legos out of however many mythical mats or, Lego mats. You can guarantee you're either getting 2 wands and 2 aspects. Like it's guaranteed golden. You see gold, it's like, hoo, it's another wand. Yay. Like they need to do a little more, variety
Right.
would be, but yeah.
Um, okay. Gessel, what about you? What are your thoughts on it? And maybe what would you suggest would be a better way for them to do this?
I was thinking, yeah, I think, not necessarily a better way, but they could do a way where you like exchange it for relic fragments. So you would get like mythical fragments to put towards, I don't know how many that would be. You get 25 or 20 or 10 or something if you break one down. Just as a different thought, but essentially the same idea. I don't think it's bad. I would imagine at some point it will probably happen. It's kind of the progression of the game. Uh, in other areas, they've kind of done it. So I feel like it probably at some point will come in some capacity. But relics are the new toy. They're going to make them really hard to get for a while. They're going to keep them hard to get for a while.
Okay. Um, you know, I, again, I think that Plarium has been focusing more on just giving us new relics, and they did say that these relics will come back to the game. When and how, they never really specified, but I think doing something like this, limiting it on how many you can get, giving us, enough time to at least try to craft some of these, would be great. And I guess the other thing would be is, they could give us better rewards, better mats to try to get some of these, right? I know they did address and say, hey, we're looking at giving you the charms type of situation to get more legendary and mythical relics. But they also didn't tell us when that's going to happen. So being that relics are the new power creep, I feel like we definitely need this addressed. And as to what PJ said earlier, getting some sort of mercy system put in, yes, I agree. And maybe we can have a more deep dive conversation on how and what, because there are so many combinations. Is it, do you do like a pin system or something like that? But we can talk more about that down the line, where, we devote more time to telling Plarium how to actually fix this game. All right, now the last thing I really want to do is I want to have a conversation about this new guy right here, Storm Herald Hakatun. I've seen him for some people. We just had a progressive chance for him, and he seems really cool, right? Because he brings the Stormcaller buff in him. He brings a counterattack, some turn meter boost. But I want to take a look at the skill kit. Chat, I want to know from you guys, have you actually pulled this guy yet? Have you play tested him? It is a little challenging to build him because he's brand new and we still don't have a lot of Argonite accessories, right? So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the skill kit. Let's see what's going on. And maybe you guys can let us know your thoughts on if you have him and what you've done with him. So on the A1, attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a provoke debuff and an enfeeble debuff for one turn. Also has a 25% chance that these debuffs cannot be resisted. If each enemy has a number of buffs that is equal to or less than this champion, attacks all enemies instead, this attack is always critical, has a 100% chance of placing a provoke debuff and an enfeeble debuff on all enemies for one turn. Also has a 25% chance, books up to 50, that these debuffs cannot be resisted, so not requiring accuracy half the time. A1, I don't know, too RNG heavy for me, right? The A2, Eye of the Storm, attacks one enemy before attacking, places an increased defense buff for 2 turns and 1 Stormcaller buff on all allies. This attack is always critical if the number of buffs on the target are equal to or less than this champion's. Will ignore Stone Skin, and 50% of the target's defense of the buffs are on equal or less than this champion's. It feels a lot like Sanguina Maria type of situation here, right? If this champion kills the target, decreases the turn meter of all other enemies by equal to the amount that the target had. The A3 gives us increased crit rate, a block damage, and counterattack on a single target ally for 2 turns, and then gives us 25% turn meter on everybody on a 3-turn cooldown. And then the passive. Whenever an ally under Stormcaller attacks placed by this champion, lands a critical hit, this champion deals additional pure damage to that target. If the target is not a boss or a minion, the pure damage is dealt equal to 2% of their target's max HP. For each buff on this champion, stacks up to 10%. If the target is a boss or a minion, your pure damage is dealt to 3%. So this is actually going up higher of the target's max HP. This damage cannot be critical, occurs once per skill, once per target, does not count as an extra hit. This pure damage will ignore shield, block damage, strengthen. Only one champion will work, and it's based off of enemy max HP. Damn. I will say he's got a very interesting kit. I like that he brings Stormcaller to the table. I'm not a big fan of making sure you have to have more buffs for him to be able to do what he needs to do. I like the whole Sanguina Maria thing was, on turns of 3, and it's very tricky to make her work, but she, if you can make her work, she can do a lot for you. But that said, I want to hear what your thoughts are on this guy. Is he going to be arena changing meta for your account? Is he going to be a must build? And let's start off with Roblox first.
So as far as meta changing, that's a tough one that's more of a Gestal question, but I wanted this guy really bad. I basically just did everything I could on my main account to try and chase this guy. I think he looks cool. I think the kit looks fun. I think he's going to be strong for sure. And I've heard really good things about the passive, especially in longer boss fights like Hydra and such. So, was really interested by him. I think he's going to be good. I can't speak to if he'll change the meta, but yeah, overall, I love the guy. I think he's great.
Okay. Gestel, what are you thinking?
I would love to have him. I don't know about meta changing. I certainly could see him being used a lot. Enfeeble on an A1 plus to provoke is crazy, and then you're gonna have a counterattack, so he's just gonna like keep firing that off and off. Like that looks really, really strong. Stormcaller seems cool, and he can place it on. He places it on someone, right?
He places it on everybody.
Oh, it's at AOE. Okay, wow, that's
Yeah.
even better. I thought it was.
For
I thought
one-
he
for one
chose
turn.
who he put it on. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like this guy. I would assume I'll see him a lot. Bayek, I've seen once. It's tough to get these guys, so I don't know if I'll see. I have to see him, I guess. His kit looks interesting. I don't think he's going to take over, though. I certainly don't think he's taking over.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, he's definitely an interesting champion. Looks like they were trying to go for, because we're starting to see a lot of champions now have counterattack buffs or counterattack mechanics with their passives and stuff, which is leaning towards, if you're not going fast, right, not building quick, build these champions slower, build them as res nukers, right? We're starting to see more res champions, mythicals, and other stuff come out. But Mercurial does the opposite. It's like trying to say go quicker so you can keep getting more of the total guard buffs. So it's like kind of a weird thing back and forth. It's like, well, Mercurial kind of counters res nukers because they're gonna get the Mercurial before they can counterattack. But it's an interesting thing where the meta is going here. But in terms of this champion, he brings, of course, the new storm call to everyone, not just himself, which is good. And then, of course, the A3 is not only him. You can use it on anyone you want, which is cool. And turn meter boost. I think he's a cool champion. I think he's decent. I don't think he's broken per se, because like only his things are single targets. So you could bring UDK, right? Old champions could resurface in different sets and stuff. So I don't know. I think he's really cool. He might see more use in PvE, but maybe somebody or someone who gets like a big soul on him will use him in PvP, and I guess we'll see if he actually becomes. I try to go for him. Of course, I try to go for every single progressive every single time. I've only gotten one progressive champion in the past like 2-3 years. Just to explain. I've gone for everyone. Siphi, Duchesses, everything, even epics, and sometimes I don't even get the epic. I think Phoenix was the only epic, and I went 3 times for his progressive, and I got 1 extra one, so I could plus 4 him. So it progressive is just, man, it is just crazy. It needs to be definitely buffed, definitely.
Right.
But I like this champion. I think he's a cool champion. I just wish there was a more easier way to get him.
Okay. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I think this dude looks awesome, and some people have gotten him. I know Heinz-Sauce. I was streaming when Heinz-Sauce was just like, "Oh my god, I just bought him," which is awesome. But yeah, if you get like 4.9s, yeah, I'm hearing this dude can do wild stuff. I don't think he's going to take over the meta, like was said. However, yeah, he's a pretty gnarly dude if you get lucky enough to get him.
Okay. PJ, what about yourself?
He looks interesting. I've heard a few different things. A couple people in my chat were saying they were using him in PvP and they weren't too impressed with him. Now, I think that could be a couple factors. I don't think they had a good blessing on him. Obviously, if you have a 5 or 6 star, I think that'd be a big difference, even like a 4 star. The other thing, like you mentioned, is we don't really have good accessories for these champions right now. The Argonites is pretty tough to have like a really solid build on them. So I think that definitely could play a factor in how he's performing. But I mean, overall, just his kit, I think, is very solid. Could be interesting for PvP. Definitely good for PvE. The A1 Provoke is really nice. It's interesting. Before this faction came out, I knew they were going to power creep them somehow. I just wasn't quite sure how they were going to be power crept. And it looks like they went with the giving them mythical relic material, mythical relic like abilities in their kits. And it's pretty interesting. I think they bring something new to the table. He definitely would be dope to get. Yeah, I don't know about PvP meta change. I think it's still kind of too early to tell. But he definitely wouldn't be bad. The issue with now is like with Mercurial and before Stone Skin, it's gonna be hard to get that A1 to actually like do some like to work, I feel like.
Yeah.
If Mercurial was like, which I think it should be, where a debuff reduces stack, this would be nasty because then he would have 2 debuffs just off of the A1, like initially reduce 2 of the things off of like an ally attack or something. Could be really strong, but sadly that's not how it works. So, yeah, I don't know. With the meta right now, it could be interesting. Definitely could be. I mean, it would be a fun chip. I would love to get him.
Okay. Mr. DeCurst, what about you?
Man, just reading his A1 there surpasses everything it says in my entire Toshiro.
Bro, you're the one that thinks Toshiro is bad.
I understand power creep, but holy shit, like that is like some of these champions are getting some crazy skills.
Yeah.
And I will obviously never see him. He's a void, so we're never gonna pull him. But yeah, I think he's got a pretty good kit to him. He looks amazing. I don't know if I'll ever see him in live arena. I feel like he's gonna be only up in the top end, but yeah, he's just like some of these skills, like his skill just reads forever. You just kept going. That was a paragraph. You might as well read the lore. Like,
yeah,
God.
Yeah, he's got some lore too. Yeah, no, I mean, I've play tested him a little bit, built him out. He seemed kind of interesting. I don't think he's gonna be, as everybody's been saying, a massive PvP champion. But PvE wise, I do think he can put in some work. The Enfeeble can't go on bosses, so it's strictly wave based. But the Provoke on the A1 is kind of helpful on some of the other places. So, I think overall though, between him and Solinar, I think Solinar just far more surpasses him. But could be, I guess the big question is going to be is how difficult is their hard mode faction wars going to be? Because you might actually need this guy to complete anything. And then I feel like we took a little bit longer than expected on some of this stuff, but I do want to talk a little bit about hard mode faction wars. It has been almost a year now that it has been out. right? Polara needs a massive buff. The player base is really hard or is really challenged about trying to complete this. And Plarium isn't doing us any favors when it comes to buffing particular champions like Sir Nick, making some of these waves even more tougher. So is it time to nerf Faction Wars for the player base to be able to acquire, the rewards and getting to stage 21? Or should they leave it where it is and buff Polara to make everybody want to work harder at trying to get this? I want to find out what chat has to say. Are you more for, nerf the damn content already? It's been almost a year. We need it more. And is it more about the mythical champion, right? Because Polara is a pretty cool looking champion, can do a lot of fun stuff, but doesn't really do a lot of damage. So I'm going to start off with PJ first, because I know he's got Polara and I know he's cleared everything. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a tricky topic, I think. I think there's aspects of Faction Wars hard that do need to be touched. Specifically, some of the bosses, specifically like the purple boss, the health swap boss, is just ridiculously overtuned. With like the flipping of the buffs and the debuffs is over and over is super, super annoying. As far as the overall difficulty, I think it's pretty close to being where it should be at. Like, I know Campachi's a free-to-play a CC creator, but he did all of this. I know Entropy, some of you guys might know Entropy. He's completely free-to-play, very smart dude. He did all this. Like, it's possible. It's more of the time and effort that you have to do and just the hours of resetting and just devoting yourself to being like, okay, I'm going to just RNG, just do this stage with RNG and just eventually I'm going to get it. It sucks. I sat there for hours and hours and hours on some of the stages just getting the perfect timing. So maybe that's not ideal for everyone, but the thing is, and I found this myself, once I completed Hard Faction Wars, there's, depending on where you are, there's not much else to do. So if you have a lot of people completing Hard Faction Wars and you're just in this spot of the game where it's like, okay, well, now what? They don't have anything really to fill in that next thing. Like, I personally thought it was going to be Grim Force. I thought Grim Force was going to be like the next thing, like next really, really hard thing after Hard Faction Wars, and ended to be not, which I'm not complaining about. I think Grim Force is amazing. But I would be careful with making it too easy, because then too many people will beat it, and then I think they're just gonna be kind of like almost bored-ish. Polara, I think, is an interesting thing. I think the community is waiting for Polarium to buffer to really start pushing, and I think maybe Polarium is waiting for more people to get her. Like, in Polarium's mind, they're like, why would I buff a champion that no one has?
198 people.
Right, and then the player's mind, they're like, well, why would I go for a champion that's ass? So I feel like they're at like a standstill of like, who's gonna make the first move? Is the player base gonna go and push her and be like, okay, we need to fix her because everyone has her, or is player gonna be like, okay, we need to make this champion better so people actually to try to push her? There's maybe a few stages that they could tweak, but I think it's mostly just the bosses. Like a few, like especially the purple boss, I think is insanely tough, especially on Dark Elves 14. Dark Elves 14 purple boss is like the toughest boss, because you have to do it in a short amount of time. There's like the 150 turns versus the higher turns. But there's a lot of strategy that's beating these. Like, you're showing Tatatsu, right? This dude's a menace. If you put your nuker in Stone Skin, he is no more of an issue, because he tries to reduce your turn meter, but you can't do it if you're in Stone Skin. So if you guys are having issues with Tatatsu, try your nukers in Stone Skin, thank me later. You'll have a lot more success. So, I mean, there are tricks of the trade and things to help beat some of these tough stages, but I'd be careful with making it too easy.
Well, I think the biggest pain in the ass is when you've got Tatatsu and you have Jingwong in the same stage and you cannot CC them. That's just a pain in the ass. I'm just most toxic setup right there. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, this is a big topic for me. I can talk for hours for this. So a couple things. They are
Let's
thinking
not.
about it because no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying I'll
Sorry.
try to be as fast as possible. But they did throw out a poll out there to the Supreme Club, which I'm thankful that I'm a member of, because I'm not a CC like you guys where you have access to the behind the scenes. So they specifically asked this, and I think a lot of things have happened, and the feedback basically that I provided to them was, I think the people that were able to get it done now, y'all are the dedicated ones, as PJ said, is hours and hours and a bunch of RNG. That part for me is just not fun at all. And I think all the buffs to the champions, so we love the champions that have come into the game, or the buffs, especially if you have those champions. But by the way, all these champions are in these faction wars hard, so it's harder today than it was 6 months ago with Raglan, Opadine, all these other champions that I could get up to 20 on a lot of these stages, maybe couldn't beat stage 21, and now I go back in with these same champions as built. Which is my next point coming up. But as built, and I had to go all the way back down to 16 or 17 because a lot of these champions have been buffed, and it takes 10 or 15 minutes per run, and I fill each one. And I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. It's just terrible. Now, where this conversation led, so one other thing on the nerfing of the things, I think they built in that the plus 20% on with the whatever the guild hall
Area
things
bonus.
on
Great
this.
Yeah.
Great Hall, yes, thank you. I think they built that into this because I purposely didn't do mine. And when I got to stage 6, I couldn't get past stage 6 without putting my Faction Wars hard things in there, because honestly, I was worried about overkill, getting the ignore defense and getting some of the other things. But it was very eye-opening on some of those with my champions built as they were, could not get past stage 6 in a lot of cases. So I think that was kind of built in. All that being said, we know Iron Twins, Sand Devils, and Phantom Shoguns got nerfed after at least a year or some change. And my understanding is First Faction Wars got nerfed too. So I think the stats need to come down, because what they've done is they've made it even harder with all these champs buffs. All that being said, where the conversation led was, I could do it, A, if I had the time, but B, you gave us free gear swap. That's a huge win. And yeah, you need to do the things PJ just said. Hey, you do stone skin and do all this other stuff. The only problem is with the free gear change, is such a giant pain in the ass to find out which champion came from and this, that, the other. And then when you pull gear off of a certain champion, you start running stuff, you can lose energy because you didn't do things right, because of how all the warnings were. So anyway, long story long, but trying to shorten it up, I gave them the feedback on some changes they need to make for gear swaps. And if they could implement some of those ones, maybe we can talk about that on the next podcast or in a couple of weeks or whatever when I'm back. But that was the feedback that I gave them, was, hey, if you made this happen, it would make Faction Wars hard as is a little bit easier to do and obtain, because I think that's the biggest problem. It's like, oh, well, I got to put this champion in a stun set, and I got to do this stone skin, and I got to do the spider one for the non-weak hits ones, right? And that's just a huge pain in the butt for me. And honestly, I just don't have the time to mule and farm the gear around, so I just have given up.
Okay.
Yeah, basically what Z-Dub says, a skill issue, but it's a skill issue, but more of a time issue.
Roblox, what about you?
I was pretty heated when Hard Faction Wars came out. My stance hasn't changed. I am not a fan of putting arbitrary limitations on what I can use on my roster. So telling me that I need to bring a stun, for example, and using a champion that's been sitting in my vault that I don't want to build, that I don't want to put resources into, just to pass one stage and then do it all over again on the next stage. I'm not a fan of that. If it was me, I would leave the difficulty where it is, as far as the difficulty of it individually, but take away the arbitrary requirements to get the stars. That's the frustrating part for me. I don't enjoy that, and it feels pointless sometimes when you look at a faction and you say, I don't have a provoke in this faction, so no matter what I do, in the meantime, I'm never going to get Teleria anyway, so why am I going to force myself to push through this? And it's like, oh, we'll use a provoke set, or use this, or use that. I don't want to farm that gear. I don't want to build that gear. I don't want to wait, like, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not saying that everyone should feel this way, but Hard Faction Wars is the absolute lowest priority. I don't do it nearly as much as I did regular Faction Wars. and I probably only do it during CBC, to be honest with you, just to get the points. At the end of
So
the day, this is a video game. It's supposed to be fun, and I would like to have a little bit more fun in Faction Wars. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
so basic your argument is basically get rid of the trials, quote unquote, and just make it like
Yeah.
normal where you just gotta complete it with everybody alive. I mean that is definitely fair.
And as far
Um,
as the difficulty goes, because I forgot my other point and you reminded me of it. Um, we're gonna get more champions. We're gonna get power creep is a thing for a reason. It's going, we're gonna get there, and all of a sudden they're gonna introduce a champion. You're gonna get the faction guardians. You're gonna get the mythical champions in that particular faction. Hopefully, right? So that's where I feel like maybe you don't need to improve the difficulty, but trying to make me take an epic provoker that I don't want to gear and I don't want to put 5 chickens into. Like it's just it just hurts me. I don't do Curse City for the same reasons. Like that's my least favorite gameplay mechanic they've introduced. Whereas you look at something like the Grim Forest, they put limitations on it. Great, but those are limitations that most accounts can achieve it on some level. So there's my spiel. Sorry.
so you don't want to level up 279 epic champions to 6-star?
No,
Come
no.
on. That's fun.
No.
That's fun.
Yeah, like to me,
Uh,
I don't mind that. Like I like that as well. I like being like leveling up a random champion just to do one stage. But I know like I think Zero also hates that too. Like he doesn't like doing like the Cursed City and stuff. So it's interesting to hear different people's perspectives of it.
I mean, I was never a big fan of like leveling epics because I'm just like, oh, it's at some point you just kind of look at it and you're like, a legendary champion's gonna outperform them. But some of these epics are really freaking good. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like Borth the Bloodsoak. Like I was like, holy crap, he can actually smack. I was really taken actually one of the ones that I was really, really kind of happy with is Skaramis. I was like, I use him for just about everything now. I was like, holy crap, this guy is really strong for, Siege, for, I did Grim Forest with all epics. And this guy was like, if he's on the team, it was a complete clear. I was good. Jay, what are your thoughts on hard mode Faction Wars?
This is one, of course, that I get a lot of experience on because I get to play a lot of people's accounts, including my own. In the beginning, right, 1 through 13 was easy. I knew to get the area bonus right from the get-go. I knew most of my builds were really good at the time, right? I didn't have a lot of good relics or blessings, but they were pretty good to just full auto all the way. Once you get to 13, 14, you really feel that like wall. You're just like, whoa, especially if you don't have the free-to-play champions like Wukong and stuff like that. If you came after, you're screwed. But if you've been playing a long time, you have a decent amount of champions. But certain factions still are lacking, right? Like now we have Noldua. She is changing Dark Elves for me. Even though I have a mythical Aphidus, she's changing. Like I went from 14 all the way to almost, I think I'm at 20 now, full auto. I don't even have manual. When I get for Polara, I will start manualing, but I'd rather just full auto because of my time constraint. So my number one thing needs to be 13 and 14, especially the purple boss, that needs to be adjusted. It is crazy that you can have mythicals and legendaries and still get cooked of something RNG that you can't control. Like we're supposed to like mitigate RNG in raid, not just get like, oh, you're bringing buffs. That's the whole point. If I have teams and champions to buff, I shouldn't be punished for it. Or if I bring debuffs, I can understand that. Amius can like convert stuff, and we're used to that, right? Embers can do that. So, but like, man, that boss moves too fast as well. That's the second thing I was going to say. Once you get from 15 down, I would say primarily 19, 20, and 21. The champions there are just way too fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have even your nukers all like 280, 300 speed. Like, is this live right now or is this PvE? Everyone is massively crazy there. And you're not just, and there's mythicals there, there's crazy void legendaries there. Sometimes they put 2 together, right? It's just nutty. I think it's pretty balanced from 1 to 13, and then after that, of course, like 15 and up is still hard, but it's doable, right? They have like the whole dwarves with stone skin, and they have the the Shadowkin nonsense with what's his name? Like it's still, you can go around it. You can deal with it some way. But some bosses, like the purple boss or the blue boss, they're just, I think they need to be toned down a little bit. And stages 19 to 21, it is really tough. But most people, I tell people just to push to 16, full auto, try to get a full auto team, like do that for a while, juice up a lot of glyphs and mythical relics, and then just rebuild your champions, and you'll see from 16 to 21 is not as bad. So it is got a little, I guess you could say, easier if you're just playing raid all the time and just stacking up resources. But I don't think it needs a nerf. It needs an adjustment because it is just too crazy in some stuff.
Right. I do think that the purple boss, like skinwalkers, orcs, and up until a little while ago, dark elves were a pain in the ass. Now, dark elf is pretty easy for me for stage 21 to farm, but orc and skinwalkers is just complete cancer. Let's go to the Curse. What are your thoughts on hard mode faction wars?
Clearly, they're not gonna nerf it before the new faction's released. They're gonna keep as many people struggling until that new faction comes out. Then they'll say, "Oh, we're gonna nerf it now." Now that everybody has to, summons everything for the next 5 months to get, hopefully a couple champions to do the faction. Then they'll finally nerf it. But like, place 15 stuns. Okay, I don't have Armons. So Barbarian's kind of a struggle here. Let's use a stun set. 18%. Like, come on. If you're going to keep the numbers that ridiculous, then come in here on the stun set and change that shit to, 45, 50%.
Hey, do you not have a husk roll?
I mean, I do, but
There you go. It's stun.
Again, back to what Jake just said. Or, I mean, my bad. Roblox just said, I have so many champions to build. I don't want to just build one Ash champion just to beat a stage.
Listen, Scylla the Drakes. Don't give me that excuse.
Just go in there and fix the gear set. It's got an 18% chance to place a stun buff. Put that up at 45, 50%, maybe 60. So it actually lands, a chance to land. You want me to land 15 of them? Make the set bonus actually land.
Okay. I mean, I do get it. Like, we do need to see a lot of these gear sets being buffed. And they have said that they're going to start looking into that and fixing it. So, Gestel, what about yourself, man? What do you think about, is it time for hard mode faction wars to be nerfed?
Man, I'm so close to finish it now. I don't want them to nerf it till I beat it, but I just to echo what a lot of people said, I stopped. I went pretty hardcore at right when it came out. I wanted to be one of the first to try to beat it. More so, I wanted the champion, the mythical. But when I found out she kind of was trash, and then my high elves, I just could not get anywhere on it until a week ago when I got Solinar. I finished it now. I finished it with Solinar. But yeah, so I basically stopped. I don't know, like in July, I just would hit the highest when I could for the dailies, and that was kind of it. I stopped progressing. So I'm pretty close to finish it now. I may go ahead and finish it now that I got Solinar and it helps with the high elves. But the other side of that is a lot of what you guys have been saying. A couple of those factions where I was having issues, I've actually picked up new champs, so it's kind of a good place to revisit it. Do I think they're gonna nerf it, right? They nerfed Faction Wars last time. They nerfed it, I would say, I don't know, a year after they came out with the whole Lydia thing. So maybe we're not too far away from it.
Okay.
Maybe the Argonauts would be a good time to do it. It's probably a good time.
I think you and the Curse are touching up on a valid point right there, where when the Argonauts come in is probably when it's going to get nerfed. But we're still talking, a minimum of 6 months before we get the faction opened up to them. So, till then, give us a reason and buff Polara for us to push, make her Carnage level, Empress level type of mythical champion, because right now, unless there's something else that Plarium is planning, like another partner in crime for her, it's not really worth it, right? I think I was one of the top 60 players to get her. I think that's what it was. And yeah, I mean, I've put books in her. I've play tested her. I try to use her in hard mode faction wars, but I just had a better team overall. All right, so we've gone over the time, and I know Roblox got to go. He's looking for football. No, it's not even football games right now, right? What's the sport right now?
He's chilling.
He's chilling.
Good, but
Ken's not here. We can go for hours.
Nah, we can't go for hours because my wife and my kids will kill me. Speak about the devil right here. We got Mr. Carnage in chat who just showed up. Our favorite lovely Aussie, and who's also a clanmate of mine, along with Pogo Pink Tie. I just realized this was going on like a week ago that these guys joined our cluster. So welcome to them, and Mr. Carnage as well too. Also, if you're not following Carnage over on Twitch, go give that bloody crazy just. I'm gonna save my choice of words. Never mind. That said, hey Roblox, where can people come and find you?
They can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/@I'mRoadblock. Pretty sure that's the link for it still. I do occasionally stream over on Twitch and YouTube, but it's been a while. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Zero, where can people come and find you?
I come hang out every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday evening, 8 p.m. Central Time. I missed this last Friday. Long story with that. But yeah, come hang out. I'm on the Twitches, and you can hit me up at Zero Brew on the YouTubes as well.
Awesome. Jay, where can people come and find you?
You can find me everywhere, JRStar3, but mainly on Twitch and YouTube.
Awesome. Mr. Gessel, where can people come and find you?
I guess still gaming on Twitch and on the YouTubes. I stream Sunday through Friday. My schedules change a bit. My Monday and Wednesdays, I'm on 2 hours earlier, off 2 hours earlier. But I start at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time until 7.
Awesome. PJ, what about yourself? Where can people come and find you?
MXPJE, Twitch, YouTube. I usually stream on Twitch twice a day, every weekday. Come say what is up.
Awesome. And DeCurse, where can people come and find you?
You can find me on Twitch. I stream Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sundays, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We do it all live. Let's get it.
All right. Let's start with DeCurse. What you got for a shout out for me, bro?
Today we're gonna shout out King Copium. He is my clan leader. Been a pretty good friend since he's come back to raid. He helps a lot of people. He does takeovers, rebuilds, roastings. Like, give him a follow, check him out, show him some love. Fantastic dude. He's great.
Okay. Ooh, chat, do we buy this? What do you think? PJ, what you got for a shout out for me?
Yeah. We're going to be giving a shout out to one of my clanmates, actually. He just started streaming pretty recently. A vampire. Shout out Vamp. He's awesome, dude. Crazy account, like almost 100 million PP. Starting to do, he's doing account help, account takeovers. Gonna start doing. He's like a world record chaser. So if you guys want to see crazy fast dungeon teams, just crazy account, go check him out. Double follow. Awesome dude over it there.
Awesome. Zero, what you got for a shout out for me?
Yeah, so the curse stole mine, which is why I put it in the thing right before he did. I was going to shout out to King Coco, aka. But you know what? Can't go wrong with Pogo Pink Tie, another one of our dudes who's been on the podcast in the past. So shout out to Pogo Pink Tie. Let me go grab his link.
Awesome. By the way, my daughter's updated King Coco's name to Coco Melon. If you guys don't know what that is,
watch out for copyright.
Go YouTube that.
Careful.
Jay, what you got for a shout out for me?
My shout out's going to be going to Sheeny this week. He took a break from raid, but he's come back. And yeah, this week we'll
they
go
always come back.
King's like, absolutely not. Guess what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
Well, I was going to shout out Shitty, thank you, Jay. But I will shout out, I'll shout out Victor, TES, old school. Him and my man Malt Reaver used to go battle the clan bosses. But I've seen Victor a lot lately, streaming a lot again. He was in the in the CC tournament for Live Arena. Really smart at the game, really good dude. So go give him a follow.
Awesome. Yeah, Mullet Reaver, man, where has he been? I haven't
He's been a good
seen him.
dad, bro.
Throwback.
He's been a good
Yeah,
dad.
I know. Yeah, I haven't seen him in
Coaching
a
and
hot
stuff.
minute.
Yeah,
He's
coach-
coaching baseball, right?
yeah, he coached his daughter and son.
Son.
He got into coaching a lot.
He got smart and
Enough
ran.
time.
Well, I mean, I'm coaching my son's soccer team on Sundays, and in the
Oh, there you
springtime it's
go.
going to be even more. But I still got time for raid. I'm still here.
There
Where's
you go.
Kenpachi? His legs are hurting.
Well, that's who I'm going to shout out as Ken, because he ran 20 kilometers, which I think is like 13 miles. He got a new personal best today. Did it within an hour and 48 minutes. He DMs me and he's like, bro, I'm tired. I can't walk. So, he had to take the day off. But hey,
You don't need to
he's-
walk to talk. You can sit here. It's fine. I kid. Good for you, Ken.
Split over there.
But massive gains for him, and hey, he's living life outside of raid, so definitely something great there.
Awesome.
We talked about a
Is that
lot of things
allowed?
today. Huh? Life outside
I
of
said,
raid.
is that allowed?
That's, I think it's like once a year, allowed for me at least. But yeah, we talked about a lot of things that, I hope Plarium does watch this and listens to it and, takes the feedback. Look, we love Raid Shadow Legends. We want the game to be better. We want to be happy logging on here. We want this game to succeed. We want it to be longevity over World of Warcraft. I mean, World of Warcraft has been 20 plus years. So Plarium, listen to the community, get some of the things going. And, sometimes I know we don't know or want or know what we want, but, we are active gaming players, and we know we want these changes. Twitch side, we are going to raid out to King.
Oh, Roblox didn't get a
Coco
shout
Melon.
out.
Oh, wait, didn't I get? No, he did give a shout out, didn't he?
No, you had
Oh,
me.
my bad. I'm sorry.
See where they could find me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a joke. I mean, I was sitting on this joke and everything. I was gonna be like, I don't know who this King Copium guy is, but I'm a fan of this King Coco guy. Like, he's really cool. No, but yeah, the guy that I'm gonna shout out is not a raid content creator, but for those of you in the chat that are fans of mine that want to interact with me, I am on his channel quite a bit. We play a lot of games together. So he's not a raid content creator, but when I'm playing other games, Itari Living Sacrifice, I'm gonna shout him out. Good personal friend of mine, and I'm on there playing Slay the Spire 2 with him a lot. I don't know if it's a game that you guys like. Speaking of, if anybody wants to play that, let me know.
You
But yeah,
still owe me an Overwatch
there you go.
match.
Thank you for letting me get a shout out in.
I'm sorry. I thought you already did. My bad. I haven't forgotten my Overwatch match too, by the way. Just to be clear.
I
know you wanna
want
go.
to do an all raid like Overwatch thing. Like, I would
Let's
love
go
like
in.
all raid content creators.
I'm down.
I'm in. Zero, what did you
Yeah.
want to say?
I have a public service announcement. I've never actually ever done this, and I said it at the beginning of the stream probably before we started, but I had pulled a couple of extra blue ones, and I've already pulled the legendary. Fun fact, you can't actually fuse that extra epic and if you pull the champion. So
Yeah.
I screwed myself.
Same.
I never thought about it. It's like, yeah, as soon as you pull that fusion, it's gone. And I was like, oh, I'll pull the legendary now and get the 500 points for the champ chase points, and it'll help me get these other blue champions. Yeah, I just wasted a whole bunch of resources. So fun fact, if you plan on getting the epic and doing the extra epic for the faction, don't fuse the legendary champion until you've gotten that extra epic.
All right.
Strikes
so-
again. Zero Brew sells all his souls. Now can't fuse an epic. That's right. All right, I'll
You're
shut
not
up.
alone. Goons did it too. You're okay.
Awesome.
For others.
All right. We are
I
going to
did it.
raid out to King Coco Melon over on the Twitch side, YouTube side. Thank you very much for staying with us, for hanging out. You guys are absolute legends for spending your 2 hours with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We will be back next week with a lot more Raid Shadow Legends. If you have something you want us to discuss, make sure to join the Discord and let us know if there's a topic that you want us to address. Because, Plarium is listening. I can say that much. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time.